You can feel it coming before it gets here. Sometime near the end of June, the air changes a little. Stores start stacking those cheap folding chairs by the front door. Somebody 3 houses down sets off one firework way too early on a random Tuesday for no reason at all. And instead of being annoyed, part of you smiles. You're already looking forward to it, the 4th. And here's the strange part. Nobody made you care about this day. No presents, no pressure to make it perfect. It's a grill, some people, and a sky that lights up for 15 minutes. But for some people, this is quietly their favorite day of the entire year. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you 3 things that are true about people who love this day, and they're going to sound like compliments. At first they are, but by the end, I'm going to show you the one thing all 3 of them are actually hiding. And the reason this is your favorite day is not the reason you think it is. Stay with me. Let's start with what's good. The first one, you don't actually want anything new from this day. Think about that for a second. Most of the year, you'll tell anyone who asks that you want new things, new experiences, variety, something different. But not on the 4th. On the 4th, you want the same backyard, the same people in the same folding chairs, the same songs playing too loud, the same uncle guarding the same grill like it's national security, the same finale at the end. If someone suggested doing something completely different this year, something in you would quietly say no. You don't love this day in spite of the fact that nothing changes. You love it because nothing changes. And that's a specific kind of person. You're someone who's quietly steadied by things that stay the same. There's a real reason that feels so good. Doing the same thing, the same way, year after year, is one of the oldest ways people calm themselves down and feel like the world is still in one piece. That's the first one. Here's the second, and it's quieter. The second thing is that you feel nostalgia harder than most people do. You don't just enjoy the 4th while it's happening. Part of you is already a little nostalgic for it in the middle of it. You're standing at this year's cookout, but you're also quietly standing in every 4th you've ever had, the ones from when you were a kid included. Other people are just at a barbecue tonight. You're at all of them at once. For you, the 4th isn't an idea. It's a smell. Lighter fluid and charcoal. It's a screen door slapping shut. It's the exact color the sky turns right before the first firework, when it's not fully dark yet. It's the heat still coming off the pavement after the sun goes down. And there's a real reason a smell can do that to you. Of all your senses, it's the only one wired almost straight into the parts of the brain that handle emotion and memory, skipping the usual filter the others have to pass through. That's why one whiff of charcoal can drop you back into a specific summer from 20 years ago, fully, in about half a second. You can probably picture one specific 4th right now without even trying, maybe one from when you were a kid. The smoke hanging in the air after the show ended, everyone walking back to their cars slowly, nobody wanting it to be over. You weren't thinking about anything, you were just there, tired and happy, smelling like sunscreen. Remember that one? We're coming back to it. The third one is the one most people miss. Something happens to you in a crowd that doesn't happen anywhere else. When the finale goes off, you look up. So does everyone else. The whole crowd, all staring at the same thing, all going, "Oh," at the same second. For a few seconds, thousands of strangers are feeling the exact same thing at the exact same time. And something in your chest actually responds to that. Not to the fireworks, to the being one of many. You don't get that often. Most of life is you, alone, in your own head. But for one night, you get to disappear into a crowd and feel small in a good way. Not lonely small, connected small. You're not someone who needs to be the center of attention. You feel things more strongly when other people are feeling them too. There's actually a name for this. Researchers call it collective effervescence, that feeling of reacting in sync with a crowd where the line between you and everyone else quietly dissolves. It turns out to be one of the most reliable ways humans feel genuine awe, and one of the few moments where the part of your brain that's always managing your sense of self finally goes quiet. Okay, now here's the part I didn't tell you. Go back through those 3 things, wanting it exactly the same, feeling the whole past at once, getting quietly swept up in a crowd, run them through your head again. Now answer me one question. When was the last time you let yourself have any of those on a normal day? Not the 4th, a regular Wednesday. When did you last let yourself just repeat something comforting, with no reason and no guilt about it? When did you last let yourself feel openly sentimental instead of brushing it off? When did you last let yourself get swept up with other people fully, without holding part of yourself back? For a lot of you, the honest answer is, you can't remember. So here's the thing. You didn't lack any of that. You have all three. I just described them. You're clearly capable of every single one. You just ration them. The 4th of July is not your favorite day because it's special. It's your favorite day because it's the one day a year you give yourself permission. Permission to just repeat what already works. Permission to feel sentimental without apologizing for it. Permission to get swept up with everyone else. That's it. That's the whole thing. You're not celebrating a holiday. You're cashing in your one allowed day. And that's the uncomfortable part. Sit in it for a second. You've quietly built a life where comfort needs an occasion, where feeling things openly needs a reason, where being close to people needs a crowd big enough that nobody can actually reach you. The reason the 4th feels so good is the exact same reason it feels rare. You've made the rest of the year expensive. The crowd doesn't ask follow-up questions. It doesn't need you to open up. You can stand in the middle of 3,000 people and feel close to all of them, precisely because none of them can get close to you. All the warmth, none of the exposure. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. Almost everybody does some version of it. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us decided the safe way to be happy is to keep it to special occasions where nobody takes it too seriously, including us. And people do it differently. Some of you love the 4th for the people and the noise. Some of you love it for the opposite reason, because in all that noise you finally get to be quiet and invisible and nobody notices you're not talking. You probably already know which one you are, so go back to that memory one more time. The smoke, the slow walk to the car, tired and happy. Here's what was really happening. For one night, you let yourself have the thing. You didn't have to earn it, you didn't ration it, you just had it. And it felt like the best day of the year, not because the day was special, but because you finally got out of your own way. That's why it's your favorite, not the fireworks, the permission. And here's the only honest thing I'll leave you with. Nothing about that permission expires on July 5th. The comfort of repeating something, the rush of remembering, the pull of being part of a crowd, none of it was ever locked to one date on the calendar. You're the one holding the key. You always were. So this year, when the sky lights up and you go quiet with everyone else, you'll know exactly what you're feeling. And you won't be alone out there. You'll be standing in a field full of people who all gave themselves the same single day, hoping nobody noticed how much they needed it.